Hello, welcome to Board Deck and Dice. Today we are taking a preview of Fire in the Library, which is currently on Kickstarter. Let's go see how Fire in the Library plays. Fire in the Library is a game about a fire in a library. At the start of each round you'll select initiative, which will determine how fireproof your books are. For the blank squares, you can draw a maximum of 2 fire cubes before you bust, and for the squares with the flame on, the risky squares, as soon as you draw a cube on those squares that's a flame cube, you bust out. You can stop drawing cubes from a bag at any time and score your points for your books. As books burn, they become more valuable, but they also run the risk of adding more flame cubes into the bag. Once one section of books is run out, the game ends. There is a variety of tool cards to help you mitigate your luck, and the person with the biggest score at the end will win the game. On paper, Fire in the Library is a game that I should love, but I didn't love it. And I think the reason for that is that I mainly played at higher player counts, and when you play at the higher player counts, the mechanic that all this hinges on, which is basically drawing cubes from a bag and seeing what you get, kind of falls down a little bit because it just takes so long to get to your turn, comparatively speaking, for the complexity of the actions that people are taking on their turns. And there's not much you can do unless you have a fire axe or certain cards off your turn. There's not much you can do to influence that player's go, apart from chanting burn, 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 which we always did. So it just became a little bit of a drag for me, unfortunately. There's loads of clever elements in Fire in the Library, and the game is, the mechanics are solid and they work, but it does come back down to you are just going to be drawing cubes and hoping that you don't get the red cubes. I do like the way the central library cards work, that they start off lower value and as you burn through them they become higher values, but they also add more danger to the bag. I really like the way the initiative cards work and the way that they're all different, and as part of the round you start off choosing those. I think I would like to see some more variation in the initiative cards, particularly maybe separate the turn order from the actual cards where you're saving books. Because once you've played a couple of rounds, you kind of got in your head what you're going to take it in any one situation. And yeah, I'd just like to see those mixed up a bit. I'd like to see perhaps one that starts with a risky space, then has a non-risky space, then has a risky space. And I'd like to see, particularly in lowercase count games, you're always going to see the same ones, so I'd like to see some sort of way of mixing that up a bit and to add variation to the game. The tools are nice enough, they work well, and we had a fun time. But I just felt I either needed more mechanics to justify the length and the waiting in between turns, or it needed to be a little bit simpler and just be what it is, because essentially you are just drawing cubes from a bag and placing them up to 5 on your card that you've chosen. So yeah, that was Fire in the Library. It is live on Kickstarter now, it's doing very well. If you like push your luck games with a little bit of interaction and some clever mechanics, it's well worth checking out. I'll post a link to some other reviews that have found the game more enjoyable below, so you can check those out as well. After all, I am just one gamer with one opinion. Thanks very much for watching Board Deck and Dice. We will see you next time.